This episode was brought to you by Hostinger.
Initiating moisture.
I love the original Men in Black, and I'm in the small group of people that also enjoyed Men in Black 2. I didn't think Men in Black 3 was all that strong, but again, not bad. So, Men in Black International, I wanted to be good. It's not very good. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson share the screen again. You'll know them from Thor Ragnarok, and this movie's basically Thor Ragnarok in black, but significantly worse in every single category imaginable. In fact, the only thing it has in common with Thor Ragnarok is those same two actors are in this movie. And they still have great chemistry. That's the only compliment I really have for this movie. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa, they have good chemistry on screen, but the writing in this movie is so bad, you're not going to appreciate it or care at all. The comedy attempts in this movie are really bad. The humor in this movie just doesn't land. Almost no one in the theater was laughing, and this movie tries really hard with like rapid fire attempts at making you giggle and, side-splitting comedy. But at no point will you even crack a smile, I imagine. It's just not good. This feels like a really passionless attempt at making a Men in Black movie. Like, they knew what elements made Men in Black, and they just kind of wanted to try the same thing, very haphazardly throw it together with no actual care. So, like, they knew jokes needed to be in there, but they didn't feel like actually writing jokes, so they just came up with the most obvious bullshit attempts at something that could almost be misconstrued as humor and threw it in here. It's just really a shame because Chris Hemsworth is really good at comedy, as we've seen in Thor Ragnarok and Thor as a character in general. And here he doesn't get to utilize that at all, despite that being his entire character in this movie. His whole character is being this silly, goofy, party hard, comedy wisecracker, and none of his jokes are entertaining in even the slightest. It's just really bad. The action is also shit. Visually, the movie's pretty good. I like a lot of the weapons they show, the vehicles and the scenery. I like some of that. But the action is really bad because the action is kind of stand still and shoot like you're playing a Time Crisis stand-up arcade game at Dave & Buster's. There's really no depth to it. There's also two villains in this movie that you feel like are going to have a big role in it and then all at once are forgotten immediately with really no importance at all, despite the whole movie leading up to them being a big deal. They're just kind of thrown away. Like, it's the fucking Game of Thrones level where they just forget about shit. It's just bad in every department. Man, the story is rough. The only cool thing about the story is at the end. And the big conflict at the end resolves in literally 3 seconds. It's all just resolved within a matter of seconds. This whole movie just kind of concludes abruptly. It's just bad. I mean, the movie's just not good, man. And it's a shame because I really like the universe of Men in Black, and I really think they could do a lot of cool shit with it, but they just are not. The first Men in Black is still far and away the best one they've made, and I don't know if they'll ever even get close to that. I think one thing that they're missing in every Men in Black movie is that idea that the Men in Black it's just another day. Like in Men in Black 1, Kay goes throughout the entire world-ending scenario stoic, just treating it like another day on the job, another 9 to 5, just can't wait to get it over with. Whereas Will Smith is freaking out the whole time, and it's this nice, this nice disconnect between the seasoned veteran, raw, no rubber Kay, and Will Smith, who's new on the job, freaking out like, hey, the world's about to end. He's got a sense of urgency. Kay just treats it, monotonously, and that's a great thing, and I think that's what all of the movies have been missing since then. Here, it's another one of the things where everyone's just all high energy, and it's really bad comedy. I can't stress that enough. It's really shit in that department, like offensively bad, and the actions, fuck, let's just plug it into the moist meter. I'm giving Men in Black International 25%. I like Tessa Thompson and I like Chris Hemsworth, but their writing in this movie is really bad, so you can't appreciate them on screen together very well because of the shit that they have to say and what they have to present on screen. It's just not good. Nothing about this movie is really good. It's not worth seeing, even for the most die-hard Men in Black fan or a fan of action movies or a fan of comedy. I don't think there's a single group of people this movie appeals to and will please. And that's about it. Anyway, here's Agent J with some big intergalactic news. J's for Jackson in this case, not Will Smith's character from the first movie. We don't have Will Smith on the moist meter, we just have low budget ass Jackson here.
Hey guys, Jackson here to tell you about the best and most affordable way to host and even build your own website. It's called Hostinger, and it's the premier way to make sure your website is the best it could ever be. You may have seen other hosting sites that offer similar things, but where Hostinger differs is that it's far more user-friendly. While other methods are chaotic, overwhelming, and can take time to learn, Hostinger makes setting up your own website super easy. You can have a website up and running within 5 minutes with Hostinger, and it even has seamless WordPress integration, meaning you can just click a single button and you're set up with a great website. I personally recently used Hostinger to set up a website for a side project Charlie is helping me with, and the process really surprised me. This is by far the easiest way to set up your online presence, and you may be thinking, well, it must sacrifice something, maybe it doesn't offer much customization or it's super expensive. But no, there's still a lot of depth to be found if you're looking for it, and it's also the most cost-effective hosting to be found online. Trust me, you're not going to want to use a neuralizer from Men in Black to forget about the great experiences you can have from Hostinger. If you want guaranteed 99.9% uptime to superior speed performance and a 30-day money-back guarantee on top of the already stellar hosting and website builder, you can head on over to hostinger.com/penguin0 or use code penguin0 at checkout to get an additional 15% off a hosting plan. Thanks Hostinger for helping me make a fantastic website that I can be proud of.